give a thank you to our Creativity Conference team. We've got several here today. We've got Aidan at the back there. We've got Lauren, who's just helping out today, who's amazing. We have Paige, we have Meredith. I don't think Natalie made it in the end, right? Which is so. Everyone just psychically send a hug to Natalie, whose flight was delayed. I wanted to close out with just a couple of thoughts. Somebody said to me years ago that the future is untrod territory. They do things differently there. And I think I'm misquoting. It was the past, isn't it? The past. Whatever.
Future.
So I'm saying it this way.
Probably both.
It works anyway. You know, there's a famous modern Zen philosopher, Eckhart Tolle. Anyone familiar with Eckhart Tolle?
Yes.
Apparently his name's Tolle, not Toll. I think you should just change it. Toll sounds cool. And he wrote this famous book, The Power of Now. And The Power of Now, he broadly, I'm paraphrasing the entire book, but broadly speaking, he says that the only moment in which you are truly having experiences and in which you are actually ever doing anything is this one. And he, broadly speaking, he argues that, let's pick a number. How much of your attention will you give to the past that you barely remember, or the future that you barely imagine? And in neither of those times are you actually having any experiences, and you cannot do anything there. There is no future, there is only now. And there is no, I'm going to point because
it's like action shot.
It's an action shot. Oh, okay. All right, should I do who was it that said they had a really cool walk?
Probably Jalen.
So you only really have this moment, actually. This is it. This one right now. And I'm really grateful that you've chosen to spend this moment together with us. And I think as creative minds, as I said earlier, my definition of creativity is any intentional decision. If you intend, then you're participating in life. And that only happens now, and now, and now, and now. And so I think that the future and the past, they meet at this magical moment, which is the only moment you actually ever experience. And you get to change course. It's like surfing on a wave. You catch the wave. You get to choose the direction that you take. And it's magical because you do get to choose the outcomes. You do get to choose your future. So, for what it's worth, I would say 80% is a pretty good number, right? The 80, I always forget that there's a name for it, isn't it? The distribution.
Pareto.
What is it?
Pareto principle.
Pareto principle, thank you. 80-20. 80% now, 20% past and future. It's a good split. And I have a rule, a lot of creatives, we tend to fixate, right? There's wrinkles in this cloth of life that we need to iron out, and we never notice the vast expanse of beautiful, smooth cloth. We just don't pay attention to that. It's actually an evolutionary advantage that we focus on problems and make sure we're prepared for them. But I have a rule that I give myself for dealing with these wrinkles. And the rule is that if I think about something for more than 5 minutes, and at the end of that 5 minutes, I have no new information, no new ideas, no new solutions. I'm just in a circle now, looking at the same thing again and again. I have an agreement with my brain that we're going to come back to this later. And I will say to my brain, sometimes out loud, unless you have something new to give me on this subject, I'm out. I'm going to change the channel. I'm going to watch TV, go for a walk, do some exercise, and deal with, we've had the lockdown, right? And people have been struggling emotionally. And I think one of the ways that people have been struggling is to take care of the basics. Get your diet right. Get your exercise right. Cardio has a huge impact on your emotional well-being. Get your sleep pattern right. Get the basic biological needs right before you start worrying that there's something fundamentally wrong with your world. One of my favorite quotes on the internet, there's a lot of great quotes on the internet. One of my favorite great quotes is, before you diagnose yourself with depression, just double check you're not surrounded by arseholes. It's great advice, right? Just check. And so, what I'd like to propose, and we're about to go and have cocktails and please speak with people and connect and share contact information. What I'd like to propose is that you experiment, as a thought experiment, no pressure, doesn't matter, it's no right or wrong answers, but just experiment with accepting your reality as real. And crucially, accept yourself as whatever it is that you are. You can only change, if you're trying to navigate somewhere on a map, there's no point having a point on the map that you want to go to without also having a point on the map for where you are. If you don't have where you are, the map's useless.
Yeah.
You have absolutely no idea where you're going.
Wow.
And the problem with knowing where you are in terms of your being, yourself, your identity, your purpose, is that we keep seeing ourselves with judgment. And the problem with judging yourself is that you never see yourself. You only see the judgment. That's all you get. And it sucks. So my request for you to consider, just to try out as a thought experiment, is examine yourself from time to time without judgment, with no opinion at all. Just know yourself. It's what they said over the temple door in ancient Greece, the Gnostic temple, know thyself. And if you can find a way to know yourself without judgment, something absolutely extraordinary happens. You start knowing other people without judgment too. And if you know yourself without judgment, this amazing thing happens. You start discovering that you're actually pretty lovable. Actually, you're worthy of love. And then you discover other people are too. And it becomes possible for you to give and receive love. Because opinions about your worth or your value are actually kind of irrelevant. From which vantage point shall you judge yourself? Good luck with that. You're in the box. So that's my request that you consider. Just get to know yourself, but do it by actually knowing yourself, not knowing the judgment. You can come back around to the judgment, right? Because the judgment is one of those things that gets the 5-minute rule from me. If you think, oh, I did that thing again, but it's so embarrassing, why do I always do that? Circle, 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 circle. 5 minutes, I'm done. Who am I really? What is my reality really? The Dalai Lama gave a talk some time ago where he said the secret to happiness is appreciation. And I think that means appreciating everything, including appreciating yourself. And my last comment on this note, because it's beautiful, and I'll say thank you, good night. I'm stealing this isn't mine, I'm sharing someone else's idea. If you look at the ocean, there is only one ocean, right? There's only one. And because there's only one ocean, it is unique, right? It's a unique ocean. And because it's unique, it is perfect, right? There is only one ocean. It is unique and singular and therefore perfect. You can't compare it to anything else. It's one, we call them different names of oceans, but it's really one body of water around the earth. It's one of them, unique and therefore perfect. There is absolutely no one on earth that is exactly the same as you. No one can take that job. Your contribution to the world is unique. Your entire being is unique. Every part of you is absolutely unique and singular. And you are, therefore, perfect. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And on that wonderful note, thank you so much for being here today. And please stay in touch with the website, enjoy the cocktails, get to know one another, and thank you very much.
Thank you.